You've heard it 1,000 times. That low, warm rumble. You think it means your cat loves you. It doesn't always. Most cat owners spend years, sometimes a lifetime, hearing this sound and reading it completely wrong. Not because they're careless, because the purr was never designed to be read. It was designed to be felt. And there's a reason for that, a biological reason, a calculated one. A cry for help, wrapped inside the one sound engineered to make you feel calm. That is the purr, and what science found hidden inside it. Most cat owners are never told, here's what you were taught. Cats purr when they're happy, when they feel safe, when they're content. That's partially true, partially. The part nobody tells you is why the purr exists at all. Cats are solitary predators. They didn't evolve inside a social pack. They don't have the same vocal toolbox. They can't whine, they can't bark, they can't cry the way a human infant cries. So they evolved something else entirely, something quieter, something that doesn't ask for your attention. It takes it. And once researchers started studying exactly how it does that, the findings stopped being interesting. They started being unsettling. Because there is one specific type of purr, not all purrs, that researchers have named the most manipulative sound a mammal has ever evolved. We'll get to that. And here's where it gets darker. Your cat doesn't only use this sound to get what she wants. She uses it when something is very wrong. And most owners, sitting right there, feeling that warmth on their lap, never notice the difference. Here's the science. A cat's purr sits between 25 and 150 hertz. That range is not random. Vibrations in the 25 to 50 hertz range, independently studied in physical therapy, promote bone density, accelerate healing in soft tissue, reduce inflammation. Your cat may be purring, in part, to keep herself physically stable. She self-medicates with sound. But that's not what should concern you. In 2009, researchers at the University of Sussex isolated something inside the purr that had never been formally studied. Not the purr itself, something inside it. They called it the Solicitation Purr. When they played it to humans, people who had never owned a cat, every participant rated it as more urgent, more unpleasant, harder to ignore than a regular purr. Embedded inside the low rumble, your cat hides a high-frequency cry, sitting in the same frequency range as a human infant. Not by accident, by design. Cats learned, across thousands of years of living alongside humans, that this hidden frequency produces a biological response in you. You can't help it. It bypasses conscious thought. You wake up, you move, you respond. The purr is not contentment. The purr is a sentence. And you've been responding to it every single time without knowing what it said. But here is where I need you to stay with me, because it gets harder. The solicitation purr is used for want, food, attention, access. That's the manipulation, but it's a relatively benign one. The second type, the one most owners never catch, that's not about hunger. Cats purr when they are in pain. They purr when they are dying. They have been documented purring in the final hours of their lives because the vibration soothes them, because they are wired at a neurological level to use this sound as a self-regulating mechanism, not to signal distress, to manage it silently. Your cat is on your lap, purring, eyes half closed, warm, and you think she's happy. She might be in agony, kidney failure, broken bone, severe infection, all documented with purring cats, all missed by owners who heard the sound and felt reassured. The sound is the same, the meaning is not. Before I tell you what separates those two purrs, I need you to think about the last time your cat looked directly into your face and purred. Hold that memory, because in a moment, it's going to feel very different. Here's something researchers didn't expect to find. When they mapped the solicitation purr against the pain purr, the acoustic signature is almost identical. Almost. The difference isn't in the sound, it's in the eyes. A cat in pain purrs with a fixed, unfocused gaze. The eyes are open, but not tracking, not engaged, looking at something that isn't in the room. A cat using the solicitation purr makes direct eye contact. It holds it. It waits for you to respond. One is a signal sent outward. The other is a sound turned inward. The body confirms it. A content cat, loose, heavy, weight settled into you. A cat in distress, tension underneath the stillness. Breath slightly shallow, tail that doesn't move. The purr is the mask. The body is the truth. That memory I asked you to hold. Your cat, face to face, looking directly at you. That's the solicitation purr in its purest form. Direct eye contact, persistent, the hidden frequency engaged. She wasn't telling you she loved you. She was asking you for something, and she knew, with precision, exactly how to make it impossible to say no. But here's what that actually means. Your cat studied you over months, over years. She learned your rhythms, your responses, your tells. She calibrated her signal specifically to your nervous system. That is, in its own dark way, a form of intimacy. If you want to understand what else your cat is communicating that you're missing, the channel has more. Subscribe, because the next video is about the stare. Cats spend up to 30% of their waking hours watching you, not because they're curious, because they're tracking everything.